It is 9:11 in the morning on September 11th, 2021. 20 years ago today, I was heading into work knowing that a plane had crashed into one of the towers and didn't really think much of it. As you know, most people, there were a lot of reports about it was being a Cessna or a small airplane. And then when you look at the pictures and you reflect back, you think, wow, the size of the hole in the tower indicated that there was no way that was a small airplane, but we didn't know what was to come. It was about a year earlier that I had started working inside a company called SmartForce. And I was very fortunate to have a number of friends to share the morning of September 11th, 2001 with. We came together as a group. We watched the video feed in the office, and our leader inside the office had told us to all go home after a couple of hours, after things became clear that our nation was under attack and that this was a coordinated effort. And I still remember the time that we had together and the support that we had for each other as we watched what was happening on the news. You know, September 11th has had an impact on me. It's kind of interesting. Periodically, I'll look at my phone and my phone it'll just be 911 or 911 that I've looked at my phone. 911 in the morning. Usually this happens in the morning because I keep my phone set up on a 24-hour clock. And anytime that I see 9/11 together, it provides an opportunity to reflect and remember how fortunate and how thankful I am to have had the opportunity to grow up in this country, to fly a flag that is red, white, and blue, to be a part of a country that could come together as well as we did in the couple of days after the attacks of 9/11. And if you remember back, if you were around, I think this was an amazing time where we saw people come together as a country. We forgot about all of our ulterior motives, our biases, our agendas, our in a lot of cases, our political affiliations, and we came together with some common ground. We came together to focus on and think about a common set of hurt, a common enemy, an attack that none of us could have imagined. And that's another takeaway for me from 9/11, which is that provided an opportunity for all of us to think differently about how we imagine the things that could happen. Imagine the worst case scenarios, imagine the challenges, imagine where things could go wrong, imagine how someone could do evil, or imagine how somebody could hurt somebody. And when you have that level of imagination, you can prepare yourself for situations. And this applies whether you're in a sales role, or you're in the process of building out a business, or you're in any other functional role inside an organization. As you think about your role, what are some of the worst things that could happen? And then how do you ultimately solve for those? Today's episode, as you can tell, is an unplugged episode. I'm going to do these things periodically. My name is Mike Simmons. I am the founder of Catalyst Sale, and this is the Catalyst Sale podcast. This episode is unedited. I'm going to share some reflections on 9/11 today, and I'm going to push this live here, ideally within about 20 minutes of finishing up the recording. Having that experience together that we had in that office created an opportunity for us as a team to come together periodically and to build through common experience. So these common experiences that we all go through provide common ground and help us realize that we're all not that different than anybody else. We all have various wants and needs. We all have various things that we want to accomplish. We'd like to have our families feel really comfortable coming home to a safe shelter. We want to make an impact on others. We want to do good in the world. Most of us do. And a date like 9/11, whether it's the 20th anniversary, which is what today is, or any time that I see those digits show up on my phone or on my watch, uh, provides an opportunity for just kind of brief reflection for how fortunate I am to be able to do the type of work that I do and work with the type of people that I've got an opportunity to work with. Well, fast forward a year after 9/11, 9/11, the anniversary, and Jen and I are in hospital in Scottsdale, and our first child is born. Sean is born on 9/11, 2002. And I remember everything leading up to it. Jen just did not want, it was, any day was going to be great for Sean to be born. Looked like he was going to be healthy. It was just, it didn't want it to happen on 9/11. And part of that was because there just the connotations associated with the date and all the fanfare that would happen with the date going forward. And I looked at it, and as we talked about it and as it happened, it was highlighting how awesome it is to have something really good happen on a day where a number of people remember some of the really bad things. So we're fortunate to have our first son born on 9/11. Our second son was actually born on 9/9, not in the same year, obviously, but a couple of years later. One of the things I like to do on a day like today is I like to reflect back on things that I've been working on, things that I've accomplished, people who we've lost. One of the guys who I started working with at SmartForce back in 2000 is a guy by the name of Doug 3D. And Doug was an amazing friend. He and I started inside the organization at the same time. And then a number of years later, I was excited enough to recruit him to another company that I'd worked with, which is O'Reilly Media, Safari Books Online. And then just a couple of months after that happened, I let him know that I was leaving and getting ready to start this business with co-founder, and you all remember Mike Connor. So I'm taking this day to reflect on some of the amazing people I've had an opportunity to work with, some of the amazing things that have happened over the last 20 years, and some of the amazing things that will happen as we move forward. Again, the episode is focused on reflection. I'm going to go to the Virgil quote, which is highlighted at the 9/11 memorial in New York City. No day shall erase you from the memory of time. No day shall erase you from the memory of time. Take this opportunity to reflect, take this opportunity to be thankful, take this opportunity to be thankful for those who've served, who have fought for our country, who've provided the level of freedom that we have as a nation. Take this opportunity to lead inside your organizations, to break down barriers. Take this opportunity to reflect, and take this opportunity to move forward. Again, thank you to all who've served. Thank you for listening to this episode. We will pick things back up. We'll start releasing content on a weekly basis. Again, this is an unplugged episode. We're not going to do any editing. I'm going to do these periodically and focus on some of the questions that come up in the weekend stuff that I do on Clubhouse, and just general things that come up as we work through some of the challenges that everybody works through from a leadership perspective. Thanks for listening. Thanks for giving me a time to reflect, and look forward to anything you have to share as you think back to 9/11, 2001, and carry it over the last 20 years and all of the amazing things that you've had an opportunity to accomplish in that period of time, and take advantage of the time that you have, because anything can happen at any point in time. Thank you.